Well, just a quick update. Things are happening here. Unfortunately, the cinema has been sold to a development company, and they are going to demolish it and build a new one in its place. So just one last look at the cinema itself. You can see they've started to dig up around the corners of it. I'd be sorry to see the cinema go, but apparently that's the way things go when you get the big developers coming in. Hopefully it's the only thing that will be demolished. So we'll just have to wait and see what's going to happen. So we'll keep you posted, and there'll be a new cinema being built shortly. Well, the cinema is gone, and you can see the remains of where it was. The developers have even put down new tarmac there in front of it, so we'll see what eventuates, and then we'll post a new video. Bye. As part of the rebuild, I'm going to make a canopy for the platforms. It's going to be a big canopy, and these are just the start of the trusses. There's 13 in the initial section, so it's going to be quite a big one. It's based on, but very loosely based on, the Pico canopy. So I'll just go through the different stages of the process for bending the curves, etc., and we'll see how we go. We start off with the evergreen plastic I-beam, and there's the length of it. And it's item number, we can get it focused, item number 277, I-beam 1/4 inch, 6.3 millimeters. And of course, being an I-beam, it's very hard to get the bend on that. So I'll show you the process. I've got one ready to go now of how we're doing it. Of course, I've taken over the oven to do this. It's at about 150. It's a bit hard to get the and the top element, and then it goes in there on the tray. So as I said, this one's ready to go back in to fix up a couple of bumps, one there and one on the other end. It's about 150 Celsius for about 5 to 8 minutes. Now this one has been set up. All the struts and the spreaders have been glued in, just waiting for them to dry now. So we've used a template. I've got this onto a piece of 12mm MDF, of course using all these clamps to hold it all in place. Now the base section here is the evergreen item 252, which is the 3.2 by 3.2 millimeter square tube. And we start off with the small square tube. You can see the red line there. We sit that on the red line, and then it's clamped into place as we go along. And then all the uprights, etc., are put on next. So we do all these uprights, which is let's show you here. Just numbered them so that I know where I am. So all of those and then the horizontal braces, they're lettered A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K and L, and the other ones go from 1 to 11, and that's put onto the board. I'll just sit it there for the moment. Assuming we've got all the uprights in, then this then goes on number 6, which is this one, is the center of the peak. So we line that up there, and then we just bring that down to pick up the uprights all the way along. Now, what we've got here, the first one is 16.5 mil, and these measurements are all plus or minus a millimetre. 16.5, 22.5, 26, 28.5, 29.5. The peak is at 30, and then they drop back again. 29.5, 28.5, 26, 22.5, and 16.5. And the bits that go in between, some of them, they're supposed to be 26 mil, give or take 1 millimetre, but just the way that they don't actually sit right over the line when they're put on, so it does vary between about 25 and 26 mil on each of those horizontal pieces. Okay, I'll show how I get the curve. It's very awkward to start with getting the pieces in. There's a centre line marked on the jig across there, and I've also marked a centre line on the I-beam. You can see it there. Okay, we line the two centre marks up. You can see the problem there once it starts bending, and then it wants to straighten itself out again. What we do is push this background here a little further, and then we push it in there and push up, tighten down the wing nuts. Because there's so much pressure on this, I can't get the pressure with my fingers on the jig to push it in. So what we've got to do, I invested in this clamp, and now to clamp it up. So I do. As you can see, it's popped out there now. So I take this little block, I'll just slacken that off again. Take this little block, and I wouldn't read about it as I'm doing this. So we push that down in there and run the block around a bit, and then we squeeze the clamp in, screw the wing nut down. I'll just run the little block around, Oops. Make sure it's straight and sits itself down there on this end. And we're all ready to go. So I'll put this in the oven later and we'll see how it looks. Okay, that's it for now. Okay, all the wing nuts are now tightened up. The posts in at either end. That one's done and that one's done. So as I said, all that needs to be done now is to be put in the oven. And unfortunately I can't get in at the moment because someone's using it to cook the tea, so I'll have to wait until later, and I'll probably come back tomorrow or later on tonight with some more video. Okay, until then, catch you later, bye. Well, I've cut the brace pieces out. I don't know whether you can see them very well. Let's go back up here. There we are. There's the first one, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, which is the point of the arc, 7, 8, and then got 9, 10 and 11. So I'll glue these on now and we'll come back to you. Okay, well, all the struts are in and I'll just so I'll let that dry, and then the next thing to do is insert the actual curve of the roof. I've got a bit too much light on that. No, I think I know what it is. I think it's this light. So there's the curvature. I'll anchor it on this end here, and then go right through and then put it down on the other. So as I said, I'll let those uprights dry and we'll come back to it. Well, here we are again, and we've started to glue down the canopy roof. You can see here that's got to be cut off across there. Once the others are in now, this is all glued up at the top there on that section, and we'll remove the clamps and see how it's taken. Okay, number 1's okay, number 2's okay, number 3's okay, number 4's okay. So I'll go ahead now and glue the next 3 or 4 down, and we'll come back and have a look at them and see how they set. Okay, back again. Well, as you can see, we've glued all the remaining pieces on. This big one here, this one here, is to try and force that curve in so that it sits down properly. So what I'll go ahead now and do is to put the cross pieces in, the A, B, C, D, E's, etc. I'll put those in, and we'll come back and have a look at the finished item. Okay, back again. Well, all the struts are glued in, and also the horizontal braces. A couple of them still aren't set yet. We're just waiting on this part here to dry, and this one will all be done. So this will probably dry overnight properly, and we'll have another look at it again tomorrow. So I'll now concentrate on getting another couple of canopies shaped. I've got 3 here now, there's 3 more to do. There's 13 altogether, although I'm thinking of cutting it back probably to 10, but we'll see how we go. So we've done 3, 4, 5, I think there's 8 of them done now, so I've still got another 5 to go. But I've got to get some more material, and I've got to get some on the jig. What I've got to do, I'm going to get rid of these wing nuts and put ordinary nuts on it, where I can use a spanner to tighten it up, because what I'm using is the pair of multi-grips, or is what we call them here, multi-grips, which are these things to tighten them up with, and it's starting to get onto the threads and burying the threads over. So that's my job for tomorrow. Probably won't come back on this for another day or so, but we'll see how we go with what's taking place at the moment. So that's it for now. I've made out a template of the actual length of the canopy, or the first section of it. I'll do that later. At the moment I've got the camera set up on the tripod, so I don't want to fiddle with it too much, because the tripod's almost standing straight up, not with the legs not stretching out. But we'll have a look at that tomorrow. Okay, that's all for now, and we'll catch you later. Bye. This was the original drawing that I made up for the making up of the canopy roof, and boy is it long. It looks much longer than what I thought it was going to be. And here now is the assembly of it. And boy, does the camera show the distance in the measurements. That one there, I've got to adjust this side to bring it back this way a bit further. Now right up until this point here, all those trusses are the same size. And then from here, they shorten in by about 20mm. I think there's 2, 3, there's 4 of them here that will be that, and then there's a shorter size again. And then when we get up here, this at the moment is the last one. It may come back to here, but then from here it will then possibly come on an angle over to either that position or further over to that position or to that position. That at the moment I can't do much until I get all the other ones in as well. Now this layout here, it was the program I used, I don't know if anyone knows, it's called SCARM, and you can print the actual track side out to a 1:1 scale, which has happened with this. And even though there's a gap here that still comes through here, it's because of the printer edges, but that is the exact scale that it comes off the computer drawing. So it's going to look, this is going to look monstrous once it's in, and you can see right up to the end there. And I've made up posts for it, which is a black base with a heritage green post, which I'll show you shortly. That's one of the posts there. It's not showing quite up as the green, but it is green. I'll just lay it down flat so that you can see. So there's the post there. Now all the joints in these sections along here, if I can find where my finger is, there we are. We've got a joint in there and another one on the opposite side over there, another one further, two more further down. All they are is just those square tubes with a smaller, with a diameter the same as this one, diameter the same as that, in as a to anchor it more solidly inside. And eventually there will be lighting on it. Hopefully I'll be able to put the lighting, as this grey area is the actual platform itself, so hopefully this grey area here all the way through is the platform, so hopefully I can put the lights underneath the base, and we'll take it from there, and it'll go down one of the posts under the board. Okay, that's it. I'll get back to doing some more trusses, and we'll have another look at it a bit later on. Well, just an update on what's happening with the canopy. First of all, I've put a packer piece in here to keep these up level. There's another piece to go in here. The other side I'm not worried about, but you'll notice all the way along these packer pieces here, they are to sit for this section here, this part here, to sit up above so that it comes in level with the actual bottom of the truss. So I've got most of those done now, and as we go along here, and where we get, this is a nominal 300 width, these ones here are a nominal 280, and these ones up here are a nominal 260 with a special one built on the end. Now these packer pieces will come out now that these are all in, and then there's another section to go in here to match up with that one, and then possibly there'll be one of these right along this side. I wasn't going to do it, but I think I will have to do it to fit them in all along here. So that's just an update on what's happening. You can see here, because of the angle, there's a short piece to go in here, just in there, and another one to go in there. This one here is ready to be glued into place. Once I remove these packers and put this strip in here, that'll be all ready to go. So now I'll come back and just show you the actual It's about 1.1 metres long, so it's quite a fairly big canopy. I've yet to dismantle the original platform, so we'll see what happens after we get that in. That should just drop straight into where we need it. And remembering that we've got the posts. I did have one in here before, but I think I've removed it now. Posts that will hold this up. So that's all at the moment on this, and I'll come back once I've got those pieces removed and the little packer in here to link those two up and see how it looks. Well, here is the roof. It's not finished yet, but it is in position, and this is just to check it out for positions with the posts to hold it up, and I'll try and get in underneath it to show what it looks like from down on the platform. As it is, the platforms are being changed, so there will be work to be done down there, but that's the scene from underneath the arch. Just in my opinion, I think it looks quite good. So we come across there, and the signals here, they're okay, they can be seen from under the roof. Okay, I'll get this done and do another video, which will be part 2, and then in a few weeks' time, when it's completely finished, there'll be part 3. Bye for now.